This week, we have a guest.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, this is our first remote guest coming to us from the left coast.
Left coast.
That's right. This is a guy I found on Instagram by recommendation of a friend of mine. I started following this guy. He is a unique country music artist. Pretty fascinated by his whole thing. He's done a lot of albums. Actually, over a short period of time, he's done quite a lot of albums. I'd like to introduce you all to BEAUNAIR.
The BEAUNAIR.
The BEAUNAIR.
Hey, how are you? Or as they call me in Spanish, debonair. Hey.
Yes, sir.
That's right. A lot of people listen to us, a lot around the world. So that's good.
I love that. I speak Spanish. So anybody out there, I hope you pendejos are having a grand panoche.
Oh, man.
BEAUNAIR.
Yeah.
BEAUNAIR.
It's
You're out in
awesome.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from? Are you from California?
Well, actually, I traveled around a lot. My pappy traveled for business, or I kind of, at this point in my life, look back and I don't really know what he was doing in some ways. You know, I think he might have been a bit of a scoundrel, but I wound up in a lot of cool places. So I traveled the United States and mostly in the South and a lot of places down there. North Florida is more southern than South Florida. I don't know if you knew that, but
Right.
Oh, no, we know.
See, you name it. I went through. New Orleans has a special place for me as a boogie woogie piano player. But when I came out to California, something important happened. I got a hold of some these things called mushrooms and a whole bunch of cannabis, and it set my mind open. And as you may have noticed, I wrote and recorded and released 9 entire albums of funky country music all myself in 9 consecutive months.
Yeah, that is. I noticed that.
Impressive.
That is very impressive. I mean, that's like, yeah, it's a lot.
There's a lot.
It's a lot of material,
I think,
dude.
look, Joe Perry from Aerosmith said it best. You let the music do the talking.
Right.
I figure if I put those out like that, it stands tall as a record. Anybody else want to do anything like it, they can do it. But I don't think, and I know a lot of music, I don't think anybody's ever done that before in any genre. So maybe I'm setting a record, maybe I'm not. I'm doing my own thing. But it, like my prodigious lawns, stands tall.
Come on now.
In certain circles.
There you go.
I
Hold
feel
on now.
like the onslaught of album after album after album is a thing that does not happen as much anymore. Even though with production it makes it easier than ever, it's kind of crazy that bands like in the 60s like rolled out just like singles after singles, even though it was a fucking pain in the ass.
Elton John, between 1970 and 1975, made more crucial music than he made from 1975 to now.
Agreed.
There was
Yeah.
a period of time where he was on fire and crackling, and somehow things changed, whether it was fame, money, drugs, women, men, I don't know, anybody
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah.
Something changes. I kind of flew under the radar, so that enabled me to be honest and authentic with my music in an open and robust way and let it all hang out, because what do I got to lose in this day and age? Nobody's looking for the next Justin Bieber over here, right? I'll just be in your beaver. Thank you very
come on
much.
now.
Ooh,
Come on
you know,
now.
thirsty. Try the fish.
You know what? Sometimes it's got to do with like how much time you have. You know, like when at some point when like the job's going shitty and you just got the time. And then you really like can lock in at night, lock in the morning, lock in the afternoon, and then when you start to get shit bubbling, all of a sudden you got to be somewhere, right? You got to get to this place, you got to get to this show.
Reggie, I'm
you know?
gonna tell you that somewhere was the center of my mind, and I hadn't been there before because I was looking outward and I was looking at the whole world out there and studying and laughing and learning and just experiencing everything. But the journey that I took with the mushrooms, I got to say, I'm not trying to advocate to anybody out there to do that, but if I took mushrooms, made my mind open up, and I got right in there like a warm bath, and I puddled in it, and out came the fun.
So
I'm
the
telling you,
psychedelics are like a switch. Like it just like something went off.
It was not something that went off. It was something that opened up, and I think just for me, it cracked open something that ain't never gonna close again. Like someone's mother's legs. I ain't gonna say who, but they're gonna better
Somebody's mother.
Y-shaped coffin. and park
Somebody's
bicycles in
mama.
there.
Somebody's mom. So like, I want to talk about the music, man. Like,
yes.
So, but when you started writing music, you went straight for the country. You said you was all through the South, getting your influences
I
here.
play
there.
backup to a lot of stuff. Hired gun. I play a little guitar,
Piano? Okay.
play a little piano or something like that. But as I got around, I started playing. I played for tips in some places. You know, I wasn't living with a lot of stuff and a lot of responsibilities, so I could kind of float.
Did you
And
write
by
your music
floating
in
and
California?
traveling,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did you write your music in California?
Oh, I wrote all my music in California.
Okay,
that's for sure.
all right.
But the stuff I did before, maybe I tried to make a little sentimental song or something like that, but I hadn't tapped into the honesty, Billy Joel, that is within inside of me.
Yeah,
And
I was curious about the like pre-BEAUNAIR output, like stylistically. Like, what was that like? I guess is before whatever you say, the awakening of BEAUNAIR.
there's nothing I can do. She totally shits when I fart. It was really
It was
bad.
like that. You think you were doing the
Oh, so it was
parodies.
always okay. It was always okay.
And you have
No,
a
I play in a little band and play some backup chords. And while I'm playing chords, I was singing along, making up my own funky songs in my head, right? But I couldn't sing them out loud because why would you? You know, going and be maybe offensive to people. I wasn't
Yeah,
ever about
you might
that.
get
I wasn't
fired.
like alpha male dick gonna come. Like people who wear cologne and all that kind of stuff is too strong, and they come in and they dominate the place by showing us all how small their little penis is, which is why I wrote my song "Big Truck, Small Penis." That's what started it all.
that was the hit. That was the
that
one.
was the first one.
I gotta say, listen, you see men long enough, and certainly I look down and I see myself long enough, but
double
you
boss.
see men long enough, and the way that they act. And the old phrase, the loudest monkeys have the smallest balls. You ever hear that?
No, I've never heard that in my life. Actually,
Huh.
this is the
All right,
first
that-
time. But that's
listen,
an
that-
interesting phrase.
Anybody that studied primates or slept with your mother knows that. No, everybody knows that monkeys, they get really loud when they're really insecure. So when you see not somebody with a big semi, I've been on the road long enough to know truck stops left and right at the TNA. I got a little TNA at the TNA, but when you have this need to show how big your truck is and you polish it and nothing can touch it and it's too clean, it says something about what's really going on inside or down below. So the bigger the truck, the smaller the penis was kind of one of those low-hanging fruits, if you will, and I know you do. That just
it speaks for
presented
itself.
to me a bit on it.
Yeah.
You know what? There's also a line of fun through all your music. Like
Yeah.
you keeping it fun. It's not like I'm a man and I figured it out type of music. It's just like you're bringing the party to everybody.
It's kind of like there's
That's
like a vaudeville aspect to it. Like it's like the Dr.
entertainer.
Demento radio show stuff, you know, like
American tradition.
the, like the
Appreciate that.
fish head guy and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah.
Roly-poly fish heads. I grew up, look, I listened to Dr. Demento on Sunday nights late when I'd be traveling on the road.
Yes,
and
sir.
I
Yes.
just had the
Yes,
radio
sir.
on. That was what's available. See your fish heads and all these songs that coming to take me away. And, you know, and it was funny and it was only in this special time, but it was special. And those of us who, I don't know if that you guys listen to Dr. Demento.
yeah,
but
oh,
that was
yeah. Oh,
really
yeah.
cool stuff to be able to hear as a kid.
Yeah, and it felt like you were getting away with something when
Yeah.
Dr. Demento came on. It's like
Yeah.
they must not know that the radio is on. They must not know that this crazy shit is on right now. So I
That's right.
remember loving that and like hearing Weird Al come out of that bag. And I think that's Dr. Demento is like his mentor or whatever, his Dementor.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've done some parody songs, my Ace of Base and all that kind of stuff, and Madonga is my male
you say Madonna?
impersonator. Madonga.
Madongadong.
Madonga.
I get into the groove. That's what I'm saying. But look, the first three letters of funk are fun. That's all.
Word.
That's what I'm about. That's my heart right there.
Wow. That's great.
Put the fun in funk. That's what you do, basically.
That's right.
What you working on right now?
Well, as you can see, actually, I just
so
wrote
Rick
a
Bucket?
song,
geez.
this little jaunty tune
nice.
about a moose knuckle. You know what a moose knuckle is?
Oh,
We've heard of him. We got him in
yeah.
Virginia.
Moose knuckle is the extra lump in the middle of a camel toe, and you're never quite sure what it is. You can suspect what it is, but until you give it a check, you really don't know. So I have a song I wrote for a future record called "What's the Lump in Your Moose Knuckle?"
Okay.
Sounds like
Yeah, just a little bulge beneath your belt buckle. That's what happens. So when I have my bass and I'm playing around,
oh, you got the noise suppression on. We can't hear it.
you can't hear it.
You got the suppression or whatever is on.
Oh man, that's a shame because that's really funky. But you can hear it on all my music. I'm sorry you can't hear it. That's a
Yeah,
bummer.
yeah. It's like choking it out.
Oh well, speaking of choking
Pause.
it
Hold
out,
on, hold on now.
No Diddy.
Pause.
hey,
No.
I'm always looking for those double entendres and stuff.
I'm all right now.
We noticed.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we noticed.
Our man
part of
Kelly
the
here
fun,
loves
man. Come on.
loves puns, loves all that stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm a double entendre for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
You playing with
You know,
anybody else? You got
what you want to chew about? What should we chew about?
Well, what I wanted to ask before we get into some news, I think it was Reggie's about this.
But
I was going to ask about gig and stuff, and this is a question I got for you because you were on some stream and I asked something about when you had gigs on. When you mentioned some of the places that you go to are not exactly all receptive to the brand of entertainment that you bring.
Look, it's a challenge, but I win people over. That's pure charm. I mean,
Well,
they may get a little. See, here's the thing: I ain't going around singing songs where I'm just like "f this, f that."
No,
put
no,
your
no, no,
D
no.
into P and
No.
there's humor and wit and cleverness and class. I would hope that you detect in my music because
Yeah.
I'm trying to raise dirty country songs to a higher vibration and drop the funk into a lower zone because white people aren't used to having their booty jostle beyond some narrow side to side movement, and this
Right,
goes
yes.
way beyond that. If you listen to my bass playing on this record, that's another thing. I'm trying to toot my own horn again. The music does the talking, but as a bass player, I feel like I did something that stands out there, and any person that plays the bass can listen in and say, "Hey, that guy's funking it up. Way the fuck up."
Yeah.
So,
Hold up now.
Okay.
What's the name of the song you're talking about so we can drop it in?
oh man, I mean, I have a lot of songs.
Which one-
that
which one
use
got your
the
bass?
ones with the bass playing.
Which ones you want us to throw in there at the back? You know what I'm saying? Throw it in the back end.
I don't know. The Fishing Hole has a lot of funky bass.
All right, Fishing Hole.
Outer Space is pretty good bass. I
All right.
actually have a rap on Outer Space. I don't
Whoa.
know if you knew that I do some rapping.
I didn't know that
I
at all.
could guess that.
You
I could guess that by the sunglasses. That's like
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you gentlemen, and I'm not speaking to maybe all three of you, have ever been stereotyped. You ever been stereotyped?
I've heard about it.
All the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So you picture a guy that looks like me, right? Think of all the stereotypes you could possibly think about that would fit on me.
Okay.
So not only do I got to just make my way in the world, I'm up against a lot of other assholes that try to grow some facial hair and wear a hat and be cool.
Come on,
Oh.
that's a bar.
Oh
So-
man.
So understand, I'm up against a lot of stereotyping. And
Yeah.
look, I'm a guy that I like the Spice Girls and Rush. I rap, I bodyboard in the ocean. I do all sorts of crazy shit that a guy that looks like me ain't supposed to do. But that's the purpose of freedom and liberty, which I had
Right.
a song about as well.
Oh hell yeah!
It's a
Bonaire.
new
Look, when
world,
I-
Bonaire.
this-
You
this
can
behind
do
me,
whatever
this is
you
my
like.
Studio. This is
Uh-huh.
my studio. And I got a philosophy when I step in that studio.
Right.
Bring your balls. All right? You bring your balls when you step in there. In fact, I got myself a little reminder right there above the studio door. Every day when I walk in there. That's right there, man.
Wow. It is up
That's
there.
the way I work. all
For
right?
the people on just listening right now, there's a sign a white sign with black letters, all caps, just says balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the
Right
studio
above the door.
Right by
that's
the door.
way you walk in, and that's the way I walk out. Swinging.
I like it.
I like it. Rock solid. Bonaire.
That's right.
So I mean, yeah, I think we should just maybe get into a little news, and then we'll throw some rapid fire questions to Bonaire, and then
Thanks for being here, Bonaire.
Yeah, we appreciate it,
this
man.
is awesome.
Everybody, look my man up. He got some music out there. He likes to have fun. I know some of y'all out there like to have fun.
You guys are
Don't be
awesome.
scared.
You're a good place to go for people who like to have fun.
That's right. Don't be scared.
Hell yeah.
People too
Hell
scared
yeah.
to have fun. They want to be sad and shit all the time. Go have a little fun
I
every
don't
once
have
in a while.
any patience for any of that sad bullshit.
Not right now.
Fuck that, dude.
None
yeah,
of that shit.
Yeah, we don't need that. All right, let's get the music news.
Okay, so I saw that Saint Vincent was talking about. Are you guys familiar with that song "Hallelujah" that was written by
yes.
Leonard Cohen?
Yes, I
That-
am
that gets
familiar with that.
covered.
Man, I
all
wish
the time.
I feel like it should be illegal to cover that song. I am so tired of people covering that song. I don't want to hear
Jeff
it.
Buckley.
I don't
Jeff
want to.
Buckley.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Just
That's
let
all
it
you
go.
need.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Well,
carry on. Carry on.
So Saint Vincent was talking about it and saying that that all the covers are the worst of all time. I used to hate it when that song would be used for like telethons and shit.
Everything.
And they would always interrupt whatever show I was watching, and the first song that would come on would be Hallelujah. I'm like, why are y'all hijacking my show
For
so
this.
for Justin Timberlake
To sing this song
sing
for 8 minutes,
and,
however long.
Oh yeah.
and the dude that's singing for the Dawson's Creek theme song, like, why are they singing Hallelujah? I'm like, come on now.
Can I interject
Yes,
as a
please.
maker of music and a
Please.
writer of songs? I couldn't even imagine the feeling of everybody taking one of my songs and taking it off with it like that and singing it all over the place. And I understand how people are kind of over it. It's been done too much. A lot of people have done it. I get that, and I respect that because I get tired of stuff too that repeats too much in the public sphere. But isn't it a cool song that in the right hands and the right voice is a magical thing? I mean, Jeff Buckley, what he did with that song. I mean, that's what you're trying to. It's like singing over the rainbow, and Iz already did it. Like if you're gonna sing it, what you gonna do with it? You got to do something radically different. So I think maybe everybody's complaint is that everybody's singing it too much the same. Somebody got to take away with it, and then you're talking about the national anthem, and people are doing all the Mariah Carey histrionics, and maybe we're gonna get back to the simple version. Somebody just said, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, as a songwriter, it'd be an honor if everybody would take one of my songs and sing it like that.
I mean, it's not the song's fault. This is not the song's fault. I've heard some shit versions of that song, and
or is it? It's the song's fault because people keep wanting to do it.
It's too good.
Yeah, it isn't. I don't
gotta
condone
stop.
that.
The version that actually supposedly got the most famous was the John Cale version, which I didn't know that.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, John Cale covered it in '91, and it was and then that actually was
that
featured
in the movie?
Yes, it was featured in Shrek.
That's what I remember. That I remember.
Whoa,
That
okay.
that's a crazy ass payday for John Cale.
Wait, is that John Cale singing in the Shrek movie?
Yeah.
What?
That's yeah. Isn't that nuts?
That's weird.
That was like, yo, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is
Wow.
pretty odd.
So anyway, so I thought that was an interesting thing, just her bringing that up.
That song is everlasting.
Yeah.
It will never go away.
I would never think Leonard Cohen wrote that either, because he couldn't really like sing.
That's his masterpiece, I think, man.
No, it
'Cause
is. That's
It's like
like-
listening to people cover Tom Waits, and then you go back and listen to Tom Waits, you're like, what?
yeah. Yeah, I hear it
Facts,
all the
man.
time. You hear Aretha
Bro.
Franklin or doing Tom Waits songs, or who always did the from the Staple Singers.
Oh,
Would
Mavis Staples.
Mavis
Mavis
Staples
Staples.
she'll do a Tom Waits song. I was like, man, I thought she was singing a church song or something.
Yeah.
Do you hear
Well,
Tom?
it just shows you that a great song can be taken out of its production, and that's what it can transfer to. Also, you can hear a Beatles song in reggae or a rock or hip hop or whatever, and it's still going to retain the elements of a great song. Whereas you take "I'm Millie" by Lil Wayne, you take away from its production, it doesn't exist.
Nah,
Hey,
Yeah.
it's just
It's
bars.
all just the performance.
Just bars.
Yeah.
I like your taste, by the way. Pause. But you know what you just said.
No,
You say
doubt.
you say you like how he tastes.
No, I said I like his taste because he said
Yeah.
he
Taste
said,
of a man.
He said a little.
Look, I
Got a
can
man.
appreciate good flow. I can appreciate somebody that has a good flow but nothing to say, as well as I can appreciate someone who has a lot to say and great flow. For instance, I love Mr. Cal and his flow, but what he says sometimes throws me like, okay, man, I got it. You like,
Yeah, he's just talking with some James Brown shit. He's just like, hey, look at my ass. Look at that ass.
Yeah.
I get it, but his flow is like jazz, right?
That's amazing.
Right. Yeah.
And then you get somebody like Aesop Rock or Cool Keith that's got like
Oh,
mad
Kool Keith.
vocabulary and says
Okay.
cool shit, Dr. Octagon, Paramedic Fetus of the East, all that beautiful
Crazy,
stuff.
weird
or MC
flow.
Paul Barman out of New York.
What's happening? Okay.
Working with Prince Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about because he got, he always had, I thought was one of the weirder flows, Cool Keith.
Oh my
But
God.
like what he brought a whole package together, right? With the
Blue
showmanship.
Flowers.
Man, we just saw Cool Keith. He was just in town in Richmond with.
How was it?
It was great. He did a shit ton of ultramatic MCs
Magnetic
or whatever.
MCs, yeah.
He did a bunch of that shit, and it was
Hell yeah.
it was great. But so I was going to ask you, since you are a country artist, what do you think about the Beyonce record? What do you think about her doing Blackbird? All that stuff. Like, what's your take on the Beyonce thing right now?
I think she should have done Blackbird and Blackface and showed them all. No, I'm kidding. I think Paul McCartney came out himself and said he loved it. He was involved with it. So anybody's saying, oh, it's not right. The problem with Beyonce doing it that people are having is the color of her skin. Songs are fine, great, fantastic. And she's breaking genre because she's like, I don't want to be one thing. I'm Beyonce. I can do anything. I go reggaeton. I can do this. I can do that. Why not do a little country? But when you're in country, it's such a box. I'm on the outside. I'm an outlaw. I don't fit in with country. I ain't singing about the stuff they're singing about and getting the exact sounds they're getting and the tones and the focus tested stuff. And come on, man.
Yeah.
Beyonce did was brave and cool, but it shouldn't be out of the ordinary. Anybody had a problem with it, had a problem with the color of her skin. Because you got an Australian guy, Keith Urban, with a Karen hairdo going around playing country music.
Word.
Come on, man. Where you got to be from? What you got to
Yeah.
look like to do country music?
Canadians, everybody.
They don't even rep. They don't even rep Keith Urban like that. Really, for real. he's kind of blending the lines right there.
The
Honestly,
Australians, man, they do their own thing.
They do their
They
own
got their
thing.
own cowboy vibe
Look,
over there.
we know
yeah.
the country's been hip hopified, right?
Yeah,
All
honky
Florida,
tonk,
Georgia line, and all that
badonk.
stuff. But my
Yeah.
problem with modern country is the songwriting is just what
Trash.
insane.
Trash.
And the auto tuning, not just of the lead vocals on people who can actually sing, but the backup vocals, it's like a sheen of shit. I will guarantee you, you listen to my records, there's not one thing auto tuned, corrected, nothing. That is raw, live music. You hear the piano, you can't fix a note on the piano. I played it. You hear the bass, I can show you my tracks, man. One long fuzzy caterpillar.
Word.
Because that's how you used to have to do it. You go in, you got to do it live in the studio. There's no fixing it. Now everybody's like, oh, I can fix it. I'll just do it half-assed. I got balls, so I can get ass.
all right.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Nah, we get what you're saying.
That's a good take.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, so
Always talk about balls. We should get to that story.
you want to get to that story?
Sure,
I mean, you
balls.
sent me the story.
Well, we're not there yet. We're not there.
We're
yet.
not there
that's
yet.
what we're
Oh,
gonna-
we
okay.
building up to
Yeah,
that.
pause. We'll get there. So offers for Twisted's sister reunion are getting close to being impossible to refuse, says D. Snyder.
That's an announcement of an announcement.
And these,
It's a
you know,
flex.
these
Yeah.
offers,
It's a flex.
I mean, they have to be still very small.
I don't know, man.
I mean, like they literally would play 10 minutes.
I don't know
Really?
enough about
No.
Twisted
Twisted
Sister. No, they got more hits.
They could
than
do
the-
a
than the
35-minute
They got
set.
35, yeah.
They could do a
Can I
35.
chime in? I'll still be
Yeah.
rhyming when I'm in your hyming.
Please.
MC Paul Barman.
Whoa. Okay.
Actually, one of his best lines was, I make the most anti-choice granny's panties moist. I like that. Sorry, talking about
Wait,
Twisted Sister.
yeah,
They had huge hits in the MTV era and before. Can't Stop Rock and Roll, right? Then you had those big MTV hits with, We're Not Gonna Take It and all that. They got more songs than you think.
They do.
But the big ones, the tent poles, are like the 2 or 3 big ones. So you think that's all they got to play, but you go see them and there's a lot of other music. You won't even, oh man, I forgot about this song, but You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. Come on, man. That was before
Yeah,
all
that's
the
fire.
makeup stuff when they were just out in New York, Lemore's, Brooklyn.
How do you know that song?
Because I just hear it from MTV.
Yeah.
That's-
Also,
like,
they
all
were
I
in,
know is MTV shit.
Twisted
But
Sister.
Reggie got impeccable taste.
Twisted Sister was in
don't.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure when they're
Oh,
in
okay.
the Warner
okay.
Brothers.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Studio.
That
and
would
they're
make
shooting
sense.
a music video.
It's everywhere,
Probably
man.
did
I
not
saw it.
know that song was them. That's what.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because you're lame.
No, that's not it.
That's why, man.
Because we're not going to take it.
That was a
It's
bomb.
omnipresent.
That was a
like,
bomb. Yeah,
Yo, they use that like
that was everywhere.
at least 15 million times.
A
year.
million.
They have
Every
to.
every movie.
That shit is used all over the place.
It ascended beyond them.
It
Like
did.
Don't Stop
Yeah, it did.
Believing for Journey or Jump for Van Halen. It
Exactly.
ascended, and now it's its own thing.
It's pop. It's,
Very
it's
true.
all the way out
People who
there.
ain't gonna take it.
Yeah.
No,
it's very
not
true.
anymore.
Very true. Okay. Well, I was trying to make a joke, but it didn't.
What was
really,
it? Let's see your
didn't pop off.
fucking joke. Kelly.
No, it didn't pop off.
Kelly?
It didn't pop off. You actually got a funny
No,
person
no,
here. It's ridiculous to do so.
What?
But
Come on, Kelly.
No, no.
Come
I'd
on
like
now.
to thank the meeting of anal skeptics joining us today with our theme song, We're Not Gonna Take It.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so real quick, in some actual music news, Pharrell secretly released an album on Friday directly to fans. It's not on streaming. It's just on a website. I listened to it. I didn't bring it in as a new slap or whatever because
It's hard because it's not on Spotify.
it's not
Yeah.
on
Nowhere.
Spotify. But I mean, we still should show it off. But it's called Black Yacht Rock Volume 1, and the shit
Wow.
has like it says Virginia like on the top. It looks like an
It's like a
old
band.
yeah, it looks like a band, but it looks like the shit looks old school.
I
I mean,
liked
it's literally a website with some audio links.
It's blackyachts.com.
Yeah,
And you can listen to the whole album there for free.
and it's really fun. It's really nice. I kind
It's
of
really
feel
interesting. It didn't seem only a couple of the songs gave me yacht rock.
Yeah,
but
I was a little-
only-
yeah.
I thought he was gonna be a little bit more on the nose of the yacht rock, like a little doobie brother, little like
It's there's
But
one song.
It's a couple of them on there that do
No,
it though.
there's one song that he like literally he definitely was listening to "Do It Again" by Steely Dan.
Oh yeah, I
and
know which one you're
just-
talking about.
He added like 15 more chords, but the shit's fire though. That song is really cool, but it's really great sounding. But also, I kind of feel like with this Pharrell and Chad lawsuit thing. This is
yeah.
my hot take.
Have we talked about that?
We did talk about it. My hot take is that this was probably some of this was nerd stuff that maybe was going to happen, NERD stuff that probably just didn't happen now because of this lawsuit shit. He's like, all right, I'm just going to dump these records.
I mean, I feel like you can't do that. If they worked on it together, that's
They-
what
no,
the
no.
lawsuit's talking about.
No. Pharrell usually writes the songs. Like some of the stuff is collaboration, but some of the stuff is Pharrell coming with the songs.
Yeah.
And then giving to Chad. He does manipulation.
Okay.
Home dude adds his raps or whatever, and then there you go.
Right.
But that's
Right.
usually how it is. But Pharrell's usually he's coming with materials.
You get that off the
Usually.
screen, James. X that off the.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
Just X that off over my man's face.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we have 9 minutes left or whatever with
Oh,
him
and this-
so far. So
Okay.
we can we're still doing just fine. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because
Everybody check that
really
music
cool.
out. I mean, it's interesting for an artist that big for their music not to be on any of the platforms. It's straight to consumer, which I think is something people are about to do more of. I mean, it's like if you ain't gonna get paid, what's the difference? What's the difference between putting your shit out straight to your shit and then 13 people buying it? If 13 people bought it at $10, that's better than your Spotify that you would get.
Your
for any of
Spotify
that
is
shit.
going to be delayed money anyways. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
get it when
coming
you
in
can.
pennies. It's
Yeah.
coming in fractions of pennies.
Actually, so yeah,
Yeah.
that's another good place. What do you think about that, BEAUNAIR? You think you would you have a website, obviously, probably that you have your stuff.
I do.
But it's like,
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, as an artist, you got to have merchandise. I got some cool T-shirts and a mug. You could show your left
Yeah,
or right.
that's a nice mug.
it's a great mug.
What's your website?
BEAUNAIR.com.
BEAUNAIR.com.
It's very easy to find me everywhere. I do it like that. But it's a weird world in terms of how to make money at music. It's been decommodified. A lot of people, it's just wallpaper, and
That's
they just
true.
want to stream it all. And I get it. It's easy. I stream the shit out of stuff. Stuff I wouldn't find that I just can go and type it in right there. It's at my disposal. But in terms of getting paid, your fans, they got to be compelled to support you in other ways. Buy a T-shirt, buy a mug,
Stickers.
buy a ticket to a show.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out my way to the stage. Got a killer drummer and some cool stuff going on. But honestly, one of the hardest things is finding somebody to play my bass parts so I can front the
Be up
band.
front.
Because I'm not meant to play the bass and sing the songs at the same time. I need to
Right.
get up there. And,
Yeah.
Oh,
Give it
yeah.
a, yeah.
You gotta
lead.
read.
You gotta lead.
You got to give them all the chest.
You gotta give it to him.
I mean, I will. I'll Rick James it if I need to. I'm not afraid.
I'm not mad at that.
No, facts.
No,
we know.
It's going
I
on.
think-
I got the Rickenbacker just like James.
Yeah.
That's,
and Chris
that's a
Squire
great, very
get it
pretty
easy.
bass too.
Lemmy.
I really think the Southeast would really love you very much. Feel like you would do very well in Florida, maybe in Tampa, Orlando.
Look,
You
a
know.
great booking agent that gets what I'm doing and said, look, I can put you places and
Yeah.
it ain't going to cost me money. Hey,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
do it, man. I'm ready to get out there. It's just finding the right people. And I come to the business kind of from the outlaw side, and I don't trust everybody out there. So finding
Understood.
somebody I can really trust is hard.
Yes.
Had a lot of people blowing smoke.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I ain't totally out there because I ain't a chimney, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
yeah.
That's
A lot
what
of people come in like, hey, I'm about to turn you into a chimney by blowing so much smoke up your ass, it's going to be curling out of your nostrils
Yeah.
like Puff the Magic Dragon.
Word.
And no, you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all deal with that, especially as independents, like depending how much you try to do on your own. But yeah, good luck to you, man.
I
Good-
clenched the sphincter to my inner sanctum so that nobody may violate my peace.
I think that's good advice for everybody.
Yes.
That's good
Yeah.
advice.
Well, hey, man, your peace is everything. Your
Word.
peace is who you are in your daily life, right? People
Right.
may try to disturb your peace. You got to matrix that shit. These are not the drugs you're looking for.
Word, man.
Yeah.
That's good advice. I see you out in Vegas, man. I hope you find someone to take care of you. Like all of us
That
are looking
would
for the
be-
right agent. But I feel like you would kill it in Flagstaff, kill it
I'm
in
ready.
Arizona.
I'm ready to go
yeah,
everywhere.
in
It's
Vegas,
just a
yeah.
question of finding something that makes sense. What
Yeah.
I really like to go is in a week or two. I'd like to go to the Sphere and see those fish shows.
Oh, I
Holy
want to.
moly.
Oh man, I want to. I would see anything in there. Honestly,
That-
I want to see that.
Look,
thing.
that band is one of my favorite bands, and you would not tell by looking at me. But
Now you
No,
look like you
no,
be
no.
nah, you be right in the pocket at a
You
Fish
wild boy.
concert. Yeah,
It makes sense.
Yeah.
You know
I
they
have
got
been.
it. You
Yeah.
know they got a lot of weed there, right?
They got it all.
They got it all.
They got it
Hey,
all.
you like
when I show
mushrooms?
up, they certainly do.
They're going to have the Eagles at the Sphere. I'm like, why?
The Eagle. I would go see that too. I don't even. That's not even one
You
of my
would go
favorites.
see the Eagles
That's
at the
not one of my
Sphere?
favorites.
Bonair's
I already
trying
said.
to get
Listen,
some Eagles,
I've
right?
already said I will go see just about anybody at the Sphere. I want to go to that
Okay,
thing.
okay. I would have liked to seen that U2 show at the Sphere though. That looks
Yeah.
beautiful. And just like I feel like some bands are made for Fish makes
Oh,
tons of
that's
sense.
going to be amazing.
I think that's going to be great as well. A lot of drugs.
There's a lot of money to get those tickets. So if anybody out there wants to take old Bonaire for a night out on the town in Vegas, I'm up for a ticket.
You know that light show is going to be incredible.
Oh, it's gonna be real
It's
good.
going to warp your entire space dimension, everything. Just the guy Chris Kuroda who does their lights, man. He works at Madison Square Garden. It's a MSG venue, and it's his baby there. He's going to make it. It's going to be beyond anything you've
Yeah,
ever experienced.
3D.
If I can't get in that building, I'm going to be crying wherever I am.
You'll be able to get in there once you.
Yeah.
You get on the forums. You know what I'm saying? Get on the.
Get on bonair.com and holler at my man.
Yeah, go to bonair.com.
It's part of my philosophy of getting in there.
Yeah,
We all get in there.
Hakuna Matata.
get down.
Real
in his,
lion right
Hakuna
here.
Matata, that's right.
Get down in his DMs, y'all. Y'all make it happen.
I
Bonaire,
am the Loin King.
Hey,
That's it right there.
hey,
That means you a lion.
You a lion, the Lion
Yeah.
King. Yo,
Bonaire, thank
Calm
you.
down, Simba. What was that? Oh,
Thank you so much.
thank you,
Yeah,
Bonair.
Bonaire.
for
Dude, this
coming
was
through, man. Give it up
amazing.
for Bonair, everybody.
I love you guys, man. I'm happy to come back anytime you want to have me. You guys are awesome.